stop. Before you pick up that paintbrush or pencil for the next time, here's how you can significantly improve your drawing and painting skills, save time, and have more fun in the process. So most people, in my experience, go about learning how to draw or paint in entirely the wrong way. They assume that by simply drawing or painting these complete pictures, these complete scenes, that's how they'll best improve. Because after all, practice makes perfect, right? Actually, no. Practice makes permanent. If you're practicing the wrong things or the right things but in the wrong way, you're going to have a really slow improvement curve. And that then leads to frustration, and there's a good chance that you'll either give up art entirely or you'll declare artistic ability as something that you either have or you don't have. And that's simply not true. So what's the problem with drawing or painting these complete pictures? Because surely that's the whole point of taking up art in the first place, to create something that is worthy of a frame and that maybe even one day can be hanging on somebody's wall. Well, yes, that is the goal, but you'll get there much faster with the approach that I'm about to take you through right now. When you set out making a piece of artwork, you inherently put this pressure on yourself. You want it to turn out really well, as good as you can make it. You want it to look really visually pleasing. Of course you do. Every artist at every level wants the same thing. So as that drawing or painting then progresses, that pressure, that tension to make it look good grows and grows. The more time, the more effort, the more materials that you spend on a piece of art, the more that you've got to lose if it then messes up. You know, we've all been there where halfway through a drawing or painting, it's not working out and you feel really disappointed and frustrated as well at wasting all that time and effort. Now, the real problem with this tension, aside from it taking away a lot of the enjoyment, is that you respond to it by trying to rigorously control every single pencil mark, every single brushstroke. You avoid being bold with your colours and your marks because bold is difficult to erase, and so you end up with insipid colours and a very narrow range of darks and lights. The number one telltale sign of a weak drawing or painting is darks and shadows that aren't nearly dark enough. And a big part of that comes from this fear of being too bold and messing things up that you think can't be undone, or that at least will take a lot of backtracking to undo. So can you see how simply drawing or painting more of these complete pictures, chasing the masterpiece, will reinforce this underlying tension and fear of making a mistake? It conditions you to use your pencils, your paints, and your brushes in the same way that you always have. So what's the answer? You need to remove that pressure and give yourself complete freedom to practice and play effectively. It's a really simple process, but most people don't do it. So what you do is you focus on small sketchbook studies where you're not investing a lot of time and where it doesn't matter if the end result doesn't look great. So for example, you could take a piece of watercolor paper and draw on 6 large boxes, 3 across the top, 3 across the bottom. And then in each box, you could paint a very simple sky study. Each one's going to take you maybe no more than a few minutes. In about half an hour, you're going to learn more about timing, the strength of paint, runbacks and so on than you will with 6 full landscape paintings that take you a couple of hours each. And because it's going to be pressure-free, you're going to have that confidence to break out of your comfort zone and start failing. So the most effective pursuit of any skill is based upon failing a lot and fast. So the more that you can fail in those early stages, the more quickly you can eliminate what doesn't work. Now, it doesn't matter whether you want to become great with graphite pencils or oils, acrylics, colour pencils, portraits, landscapes, figure drawing, the approach is exactly the same. The best thing that you can do for yourself, either as a newcomer or perhaps as a struggling artist, is to go and get yourself a sketchbook, a handful of drawing or painting materials that you want to master, and then purposefully experiment with small studies. Now, if you're not sure what sketchbook studies to focus on, or if you need some help with specific techniques, or even finding reference material, then you can check out some of our courses at ArtTutor, but it's the principles that count. I hear a lot of people say that they don't have enough time for art. In fact, it's by far the number one reason that people give for either not getting around to starting art in the first place or not allowing themselves that creative outlet more often. And this is because they're often thinking about these masterpieces, you know, where it takes a lot of time to set out all your materials and print out your reference photos and sketch out your outline. But you can create a really eye-catching study in 20 minutes. Even if it's 45 minutes to an hour, when you know that you're going to create something with that sense of completion and all the pressure is off, you'll be amazed at how consistently you start to make art, and that's when you'll see big improvements. So make a commitment to go and get yourself a sketchbook. It could be a drawing sketch pad, or a watercolour sketchbook, or a pad of canvas paper, whatever is best for your chosen materials. And then even if it's just once or twice a week, give yourself half an hour or so to go and create a small study, or just to go and experiment. Your confidence is going to build, you'll develop skills and an understanding of your materials that are then going to translate into far more than the thing that you're actually practicing on. And then once a month maybe, create that bigger, that more expansive, more complete piece of artwork where you put that effort into the preparation and planning. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did and you'd like some extra inspiration for what to draw or paint next, then why not download a copy of our free guide, 101 Drawing and Painting Ideas. The reason that we created this guide is because as artists, we often get stuck creating the same limited range of subject matter over and over. Maybe it's portraits, maybe it's landscapes, still life, whatever that might be for you. Stretching out of your comfort zone and then drawing or painting things that you'd never normally think of is not only fun, it's a great way to improve. The more that you can broaden your horizons as an artist, the more creative you become, because you've got this wider range of experience and techniques that you can then combine in completely unique ways. Now, if you do a Google search for sketching ideas or painting ideas, the lists that you come across, in my opinion, are all very samey and not particularly inspiring. The list that we've created is divided into different categories, and each idea or theme comes with at least 1 or 2 copyright-free reference photos. Now, these photos that we've selected have been chosen with artists in mind. For example, lots of nice, strong form and cast shadows that are going to make for really interesting pieces of art. You can use the ideas and copy the photos exactly as they appear in the guide, and that's a great way to practice new subjects, or you can use them for inspiration to then go and find your own version of that idea. So you can get a free copy of 101 Drawing and Painting Ideas by clicking the image that you see on your screen right now. And of course, if you'd like more video tips like in this particular one, be sure to hit the subscribe button that you see on your screen now.